Hello, my name is Larry Michel. I'm the president of EPI, the Economic Policy Institute. Thank you all for coming to hear Larry Summers today, the director of the President's National Economic Council, who's going to offer his exiting remarks after his two-year tenure here at the White House. We are very pleased to be able to host this event. Now, I must admit that a number of people have looked at me and thought this was a little bit odd to have Larry Summers do his exit speech at EPI. But I want to set the record straight. There's a lot of things that Larry and I have in common. First, we're both named Larry. And we're both economists. And we both have done a lot of work on the labor market, on jobs. Second, we were both raised in the Philadelphia area, and we're about a year apart in age. Third, he has two uncles who were awarded the Nobel Prize in Economics. Me, I have two uncles. I do not want to leave the impression, however, that there are not some fundamental differences between us. In my view, Larry has abandoned some core fundamental values. When he moved to Boston, he adopted the Boston Red Sox as his baseball team. Me, I'm still a fan of the Fighting Phils. So I hope this clarifies matters for everybody. On a more serious note, I'm really honored that Larry's here at EPI to offer this speech. He has had a remarkable career. While only in his early 30s, he was the chief economic advisor to a Democratic presidential candidate, Mike Dukakis. He was awarded something very important in the field of economics, the John Bates Clark Award, which is given only every other year to the most outstanding economist under age 40. I was at the World Bank, served in the Treasury, and became Secretary of the Treasury in 1999. Went back to Harvard, was Harvard president, and came back to be President Obama's director for the NEC. And in that role, he has had to address the great worldwide recession, which I imagine we're going to hear a lot more about now. Thank you, Larry Summers.
Thank you very much, Larry. All the introductions I've ever received, that was surely the most recent. I do still support the Philadelphia Phillies as well as the Boston Red Sox, both of which I think are a tad more satisfying than supporting the Washington Nationals. And if I lived in Washington, I might still be a Phillies fan too. I'm glad to be at the EPI this morning. For 25 years, your distinctive and important voice has helped underscore in our national debate the central importance of economic policies that support a growing, striving, proud American middle class. It is by what happens to the middle class that our economic policies ultimately have to be judged. Success for the middle class means a better life for our citizens. It means upholding a 250-year tradition of children whose lives are better than their parents. And it is central to America's continuation as a role model for the world. I want to say a brief word about what we have done over the past 2 years, to strengthen the American economy, and then turn to what I see as the great challenges we face in the years ahead if the American economy is going to work for all of our people. Just as scholars continue to debate how close we came to nuclear conflict during the Cuban Missile Crisis, they will continue to debate just how close the American financial system and economy came to all-out collapse in the 6 months between September of 2008 and April of 2009. What we do know is this, that during that time, the stock market fell more sharply than in the 6 months after Black Tuesday in 1929. That global trade declined more rapidly than in the first year of the Great Depression, and that the economy was not self-equilibrating. A variety of vicious cycles were pulling it down even deeper at a rate of 700,000 jobs a month. at the worst of it. Had it not been for President Obama's willingness to support a sufficiently aggressive response from the late stage of the presidential campaign to his first days and months in office, I have little doubt that we would be looking at a vastly different world today. Yet, while the economy may be out of the intensive care unit, the patient now faces the long road of not just recovering from previous affliction, but beginning to address chronic ailments. The slow process of recovery has caused some to conclude that perhaps we have entered a new and weakened normal state of affairs, a state in which we must lower our sights, lower our aspirations, and not be able to pass on to the next generation the kinds of dramatic improvement in American economic potential that were passed down to us. President Obama rejects this view, and so should the rest of us. With the right approach, we can and we will resurrect, rebuild, and renew the American economy.